ask yourself this question: why or how am I addicted to thinking that I can control the world, my world, by becoming frustrated or disappointed or angry or regretful? How am I addicted to trying to control things that become obvious? Sometimes we can try up until the last minute, but at the last minute it's really time to surrender. And there are steps towards surrendering. There's resignation, like I've resigned to the fact that something's going to happen. But resigning is kind of sad and disappointed. Acceptance and accommodation of that which is out of my control, that's better. That's a kind of choice that we can make. Accepting and accommodating our choices that have power in them. But the ultimate is surrender. Surrendering to that which is clearly out of my control. Now raise your hands just a little bit, because what we want to do is we want to sink into our knees so that the legs are working. Then we want to raise our hands a little bit so that our arms are working. And we're going to raise our hands 3 times. First time we raise our hand to the level of the belly button. Soften your fingers, lengthen your spine, sink into your knees, and scan the body and relax. How do we surrender? Acceptance, resignation, acceptance, and accommodation are kind of like sadly saying, oh well, you know, there's just nothing I can do about this. I don't like it, but I can accept it. I will eventually get over how disappointed I am. But surrender is different. It's letting go. It's letting go. Now notice this. One of the hardest things to let go of is people who owe you an apology, and even cases where you might owe someone an apology. These are difficult areas to accept, because to get to surrender, what it means is that we're probably going to go ahead and give the apology to someone that we should have, and we're going to forgive the person who owes us an apology. You know, unless you're able to be honest with that person and acquire that apology. But it's really something that is important to do, get done, finish up, so that you can let go. In the Chinese Qigong tradition, the word for let go, the words for let go are fang song, fang song, fang song. Chinese teachers of Qigong will often say fang song, and then everybody knows what that means. It's often translated as relaxed, but that isn't the translation. The translation is let go. Raise your hands now to the level of your heart. And it's kind of like the palms of the hands are beaming to the parts of the body. Down here, we're beaming energy to the physiological, metabolic aspect of ourself. When we raise our hands to the level of the heart, we're bringing ourselves into a relationship with feelings, mental, emotional aspects of ourselves. And just take a moment to think this. How have I kept myself from being calm? And even lighter. You know the word enlightenment? What does it mean? Well, it means becoming lighter to the point that you become so light that you glow. How do we get from wishing and hoping and demanding? And it's really the same answer as it was down here for the physiological self. To be able to regulate the physiological self, it helps to be able to not be arguing with reality. Same at the level of the heart and our feelings. Soften your fingers, lengthen your spine. Have you noticed that your legs are getting a little tired? Have you noticed that holding your arms up is getting a little tired? We won't do this for a whole lot longer, but let's just stay with it now for a moment. Take a deep breath. Exhale very slowly. And just have a thought, like something like, I am willing to explore the idea of shifting my expectations and assumptions. They're all associated with feelings, the heart, the mind, our habituated patterns of disappointment and frustration. Say something to yourself like, I am open to exploring the benefits of letting go of my habituation or my habituated responses when things aren't going the way I think they should or wish they would. Now you may notice that your body will naturally be kind of swaying a little bit. Don't try to stop that. This is not a military exercise. What we're going for is being free. Being free of everything but our essential nature. Raise your hands so that your elbows are going to probably be a little more down now. Like we were here at the heart. You can leave your elbows down, but lift the tips of your fingers and your palms so that they are beaming your brain, your eyes, your face, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus. And this, at this level of the three treasures, we're exploring a connection with the aspect of ourself which is eternal and cannot be harmed. So when I say drifting, I mean as you're in this upright posture with your head on top and your shoulders relaxed, your spine long and your knees bent a little bit. And feel free to unbend your knees and even take a seat anytime you wish. But your legs are working. If your knees are bent, your legs are working. If you're holding your arms up like this and feeling tired, that's an exercise. That's an empowering exercise. Deep breath. So ask yourself this question: is the eternal aspect of myself somewhere other than in me? Is the eternal aspect of myself somewhere other than in me? Or if the aspect of myself which is eternal is in me, how much do I relate to it? How often do I reflect on my essential eternal self? In China, they call this cultivating the immortal nature. Cultivating the immortal nature is one of the most powerful things that we can do to let go of frustration and disappointment and surrender to that which is inevitable and cannot be controlled.